nobody got closer with the lockdown stuff. It wasn't like anybody like reached out to each other. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, maybe it was too painful. Maybe it was something, but I don't. Do you feel like I remember there being like these optimist think pieces at the time when the pandemic started that like, well, maybe we'll figure out what's really important again. You know, maybe we'll reconnect and life won't be so fast paced and blah, blah, blah. But I don't think any of that happened.
I mean, you know, I would say about a month or so in, I like started messaging friends and just kind of like, hey, was thinking about you, thought I'd say hi. But like, I can't do that more than once. I think it's kind of like weird to keep doing that. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just being silly. But you know, it was just like I kind of checked in with everybody, and also now like with the internet and Facebook and Instagram and shit, like I'm on it, and I see what my friends are doing. Like I know what everybody's up to, and for the most part, it seems like most of the people that I'm around they're figuring it out. I think that, you know, if you needed a pandemic to really, you know, reassess your life and figure out what was important, chances are you weren't going to figure it out anyways. Not to be cold. I don't mean to be cold, but I feel like most people that are going to figure it out, like we're already going to figure it out regardless. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's a new year, and there are people that are all into like their New Year's resolutions and things like that. Like I've never been that type of person. If you are, like, that's good for you. But for me, it's like, I'm not going to wait until a new year to start something that I think is a good idea. If I think something's a good idea, I'm going to start now. I don't need it to be January or for it to be a pandemic for me to like turn my life around. Right. So, but that's just me.
But it should have, I think as a whole, I just mean like as a whole, why couldn't this big slap in the face have made people, society, if you will, it couldn't have made things wake up a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just feeling particularly weird about it at the moment. But I wish that it would have, I don't know, changed some things for the better. I don't think it did.
Well, you've been alive on this spinning rock in the universe long enough to probably have noticed that most people are unapologetically and unforgivably selfish. And it's kind of just
I honestly mourned, went through grieving, I think, for my faith in other people.
Sure.
Not since about roughly 2016,
Sure.
I think before that I thought that I was like, I tried to see the best, and I still do individually, but I thought it's these past couple of years have really shaken my big picture thinking about things, and that's a bummer, but maybe it's time to be a little, it was probably a little naive in the first place. It turns out. And that sucks. And that's what I mean. This pandemic couldn't make people, oh, you know what? We've really gone off the rails here, No, there was none of that.
Yeah. I think, it's so easy to get wrapped up in yourself and what's going on. And, with all of our, terror boxes, as I like to call them, it pumps out to you whatever you interact with. And most people interact with things that frighten them for whatever reason, whether they mean to or not. They engage with it. Then the next thing you know, everything that you're seeing on your phone in your news, it's not even just on Facebook or on Instagram. You could be on a news site or just like looking at a goddamn guitar, and there's like a news ad that pops up because like they have all the targeted ads through everything. So it's like they know like you're somebody that interacts with like this or that type of media. All of a sudden it's just in front of you all the fucking time because you clicked one article 2 weeks ago. I don't know. There's a lot of bad, but I'm not smart enough to understand why any of this stuff works. I could be completely wrong. I'm just going off of things that I've noticed and observed. And it just seems like having a lot more time to spend in the terror box hasn't done anyone any favors.
Nope.
And that's why
there's no going back. There's no.
No. I think that it's just And you can't really tell people that what they're doing is unhealthy. Being on a phone, like you can't tell somebody that because it's just something that they kind of have to figure out on their own and decide like what they're gonna do for themselves. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I just work on my selfishness kicks in, much as like other people's selfishness kicks in, but my form of selfishness is like I'm gonna record podcasts and do little vlogs and make art and try to put things out into the internet. So if people want to follow me and like they can listen to a conversation with some cool people about some cool things and they don't have to hear about the terrors of the world for an hour. That's my contribution.
Yeah.
But it still creeps its way in because it's fucking unavoidable, man. It's really unavoidable.